What's good, my fellow Magic Knights? It is your boy DEADMANVINCE back with yet another Black Clover mobile video. Hope everybody is doing well today. Hope everybody is able to surpass their limits. I'm going to be talking about something very, very important here today. I just feel like they're giving us a lot of hints towards a specific topic, and that topic that I'm thinking of is the rarities of these units in the game. This is actually more so a video for me to kind of explain what I'm about to be doing with the next few videos that I drop here, but I thought that I would kind of incorporate this portion to the video. So I'm looking at the ads for the game, right, on all these different ads that say register now with all these different characters, right? And there's some things that I noticed. So I have this original picture pulled up right now because if you look at this right here, right, you can see this is an Asta, this is the rare. You can see the arts over here, right? Now, the ones that you mainly want to pay attention to are Asta and Yuno specifically. Noelle, she's going to be a bit of a weird case, but I will go back and kind of like explain it. Because if you look here, all these guys are like rares. And honestly, I don't think all these guys would be rares. Like, I don't realistically think that. I feel like more so they are just kind of like trying to be promiscuous about, or not promiscuous, trying to be mysterious about what rarity each one of these units will actually be, right? But let's take a look at something. So first, let's talk about this ad right here. This ad is an ad of Asta, but you can see right here it says SR Asta. Yet the picture that I just showed shows Asta as a rare, right? So it is my speculation that instead of every single time a unit transforms or evolves, they change a costume, because in Grand Cross, that's usually how it is, right? You evolve a unit, they get either an extra layer of clothing or they change outfits completely. But in Black Clover, these characters don't really change their wardrobe all too much. They're typically just wearing their same uniform. They're Magic Knights, they're always on duty, so it kind of feels like, I guess they feel like that one outfit is kind of like their natural work clothes. I'm not too sure about that. But essentially, what I'm thinking is, instead of us getting different costumes every single time that a character evolves, I think that more so we'll get a different art. And these two pictures would prove that theory, right? Because we have a rare Asta right here, and I can see Asta starting out as a rare unit simply due to the fact that he has no mana at all. And while that, well, no, he has anti-magic, but the fact that he has no mana at the beginning of the series warrants him being a rare unit, even if he does have the Demon Dweller sword, because even still he had to, Demon Dweller, he still had to kind of learn how to incorporate himself into battle without getting himself killed, because even though you have anti-magic and you can deflect spells and cut through spells, if an enemy is faster than you, smarter than you, or like stronger than you in some cases, then you can still lose that fight. Another character that we want to look at here, right? Okay, next up, let's take a look at Yuno here, right? So we can see that Yuno's actually says SR, but Yuno's art is actually the same as the art when he was rare. So that's kind of one thing that's leading me to believe that Yuno will be an SR base in this game, especially because Yuno has such an immense amount of mana. Yuno is actually royalty. Yuno literally is blessed by mana. Like, they always say that shit. I feel like it would just be kind of weird for them to make him a rare unit in the first place, just because of how many W's this man was handed at birth. Like, to be born, that is a super rare occurrence, right? That may have not sounded correct, but like, nah, literally, be real. To be born as somebody who's a prince of one kingdom with some crazy ass magic, but got whisked away to another kingdom because of some shit going on, that in itself is a blessing too, because Yuno's family is like dead beside his mom, who doesn't really care about because he hasn't known her his entire fucking life. But even made it out of that situation when devil-possessed people were literally taking over the kingdom, killing everybody in the kingdom. Made it away to the Clover Kingdom, was born, the soul of the next Wizard King for that kingdom was put into his body. So this man was like two princes in one and was blessed with divine, like, bro, Yuno's gonna be a super rare when he comes out. Literally, this is his base art. I feel like these are all base arts that they were showing us. Now, Noelle is a bit of a weird case. I don't know. I'm just trying to think logically. I don't know that they would put Noelle as a rare character just starting off. Now, this goes against my argument. Yes, very counteractive to what I just said about Asta. Which, I mean, Noelle could start out as rare. You know why she could start out as rare? Because when she first started up as a Magic Knight, she was shit at controlling her magic, and that can make her rare. Her moves can have like low accuracy or some shit like that. I don't know if accuracy is going to be a stat in this game, but I know that speed is a stat. So, it's like, look at the stats on Grand Cross and then maybe add more stats to that, because they have already shown us that they're going to incorporate speed into it. Another one of their main like basic stats is mana or MP, whatever they're gonna call it, right? So we already have more basic stats than Seven Deadly, so we can imagine the substats could be a higher number as well. We're just not too certain yet. But I could understand if they made Noelle, like I could understand if they changed this art out, because this art was in her original like character trailer, so it's not like this is just some random art out of nowhere. Right, we can make Noelle a SR starting off just because Noelle does have a very immense amount of magic. She's bad at controlling it, but that's only like for a few episodes. Once she kind of starts to focus or kind of realize that Asta can like tame her crazy ass powers, because he did the first time. And once she kind of realizes that, she kind of starts to make a better effort to control herself, just so she doesn't, so she's not a burden to other people. So Noelle is kind of like the wild card. She could start as a rare. I more so see her starting as an SR, if I'm going to be real, because this was a part of the original like video. So more so the point that I'm making isn't that this isn't out of nowhere. The point that I'm making is that when this picture for Noelle was introduced, a little while after really, because that's when character trailers started to come in. But in the initial wave of information that we're getting, this Noelle picture was released also. So she could be either or. Now let's go over and look at Yami. So this is the original ad that we had gotten for this man, Yami. Oh, I didn't realize this man's name says Yumi. Yumi Sukihiro. Fuck. But this is the first little like kind of like ad we got of this man, Yami. Now, this art is the same art from the video of gameplay that we got. So I guess this is Yami's like SSR form, not final form, because the final form would be UR, of course. By the way, they have not shown us UR at all, and I know for a fact they're not just gonna put it to a point where you can get to super rare. Plus, you know how these gacha games go. They love to have their rainbow color rarity. So we're gonna have UR. It's gonna be like pearlescent or like rainbow or something like that. So don't you even worry, right? But that would be revealing too much, showing like the final forms of these characters. But we can see this art right here is different. And like I'm saying, the characters in Black Clover do not change wardrobe too much. So literally what I'm thinking is, as they evolve through their forms, they just change poses, but not their clothes. There's still going to be costumes, yes. There's not going to be costumes just from evolution, just because people don't just change their costumes, you know, in Black Clover. They stay to their same clothes. Now, obviously, when we get later in the story of the game and we get, you know, up to the Spade Kingdom arc or the Heart Kingdom or whatever, right? We're going to have their clothes change, but that's so long, that's so deep into the story that it's not enough for them to just give these characters extra costumes just from evolving. Like in Seven Deadly, they wore a lot of different costumes, let's be real. But like in this show, this series, they do not switch costumes like that. So I feel same costume, evolve, different poses, and then we'll be able to buy later on costumes, right? Just so we can customize them how we want to. But you can see right here, this says SSR Yami Sukihiro or Yumi. But now let me show you the other picture, a new ad actually. This ad is interesting. It says get stronger, surpass your limits. And it says promote SRs to SSRs. Now, this isn't necessarily saying that Yami is going to be an SSR, but Yami is typically associated with the color purple because its dark magic has like kind of like a purple tint to it, right? So we have all this purple around. We have surpass your limits, Yami's catchphrase, and we have a different art of Yami, an art different than the SSR art. This could be an SR art. This could be an SSR art. Because Yami usually likes a good fight, right? You know? He always likes fighting strong people. He seems to enjoy battle. So Yami will fight a strong enemy. And then also, when Yami is like fighting that enemy, he gets pushed to a point sometimes. And then he's just like, okay, now I need to get serious. So that makes a lot of sense for this to be SSR or SR Yami, right? Yami where he's just kind of like having fun, just battle hungry. And then we have SSR Yami where he's more serious. And he's like, okay, I'm not playing around with you anymore. Because this low-key just looks like an in-game cutscene of the SSR picture we just saw of Yami. And I remember when I was doing my character animation tier list or my character breakdown videos that I was talking about how just based off of Yami's animations, I could see him being an SR because his animations didn't seem that super crazy to me. They were good. Don't get me wrong. They were good. Anything that they release about Yami is going to be good. But even still, I just feel like those animations weren't up to the level that people would really expect Yami to be up to, if that makes sense. So I feel like they could have done something much crazier with the animations. I feel like it was possible for Yami to pop out in SR, especially because everybody loves Yami, right? So I understand making Yami an SSR at the beginning of the game, but that also would upset the player base because we all love Yami. We want to have our Yami characters, right? So more so, you should make it like a free-to-play thing and make it to where you can get your first Yami for free, or you know, he's not too high of a rarity, so that we can just get our hands on him and work on him, and he still be a good unit, even though he's an SR. But that was all the extra speculation that I wanted to make on like these little character promotional ads, at least to how the rarities are going to go. And this also kind of ties into the next part of this video. Now, the next part of this video is more so about the fact that I am going to be doing a revisit of my character kit ideas. Mainly I'm doing this because they've released so much information on these characters that I just feel like the kits will be completely different from the original, like, because the things that I had made at first were very simple, and I remember I said I couldn't make speculations on full speculation on some characters just because they haven't given us all of their entire kit. You know, we've only seen a few parts of it, like Klaus, for example. We saw like 2 of Klaus's attacks and his ultimate, but not all 3 of his attacks, including the basic attack, so I wasn't really going to go too deep on the speculation on that. But mostly they showed us like 1 healing move, and then they kind of just showed her ultimate and a bunch of like flashback cutscenes. But I feel like I've watched enough Black Clover that I can make some like pretty solid speculations as to what the skills could realistically be, how their stats will work, how their passives will work, just, you know, how the character would function as a whole. And the things that I'm going to be basing my assumptions off of. So first thing I'm going to be basing these unit kits off of is the fact that they possibly have 2 passive skills. If we remember that in the picture for that development team, or the development picture that we got that one day, where they were working on Yami, Charmy, Asta, and I believe Mimosa was a character off in the cut on the side, right? When they were working on that, it looked like they had their 4 basics, like attack skills, not basic, their 4 attack skills off to like the left, and then it looks like they had their 2 passive skills off to the right. I just assumed that there were 2 passive skills because we've seen for certain, like, they've shown us 3 skills per character and then an ultimate, so they do only have 4 attack skills. So I'm assuming that those 2 slots are going to be passive skills. Also, this is assuming that skills do not evolve during battle, kind of like in Grand Cross, where you can merge your cards and get a higher level ability, but more so you upgrade your skills outside of battle, and once you get your skills to the max level, then it kind of stays at that level and it always performs at that level. And the way that would kind of be counteracted is, you know, they just release harder content into the game where those same effects do not affect them as much. You know how it goes, right? Then another thing that I want you to keep in mind is that the stats I made up are more or less dummy stats. I kind of just wanted to make something kind of the base, like, because these attacks, I pretty much put percentages into the attacks, and I wanted to have kind of like some stats to kind of like work off of, kind of as a symbolic thing, and you'll see what I mean when I say symbolic. And then the units that I'm like looking at, when I thought about their stats, I was thinking, all right, cool, what is this unit stats at level 50 or 60? I feel like the level cap would be like 50 when the game first starts, because the 5th leaf Clover, I feel like since the 5-leaf Grimoire plays such important of a role in the story, I feel like they're gonna make things kind of based off of 5s, right? In Grand Cross, it was like the starting level was level 60. Well, in Black Clover, I feel like it'd be level 50, and then they kind of worked their way up to 60, 70, 80, etc., right? But this is what the speculation that characters are at level 50 or level 60, whatever the first cap is, and then 5 Clover Awakened. And obviously you can make the translation 5 Clover Awakened, 5-star Awakened, same thing, right? But the first video that I'm going to be working on is Asta, and I will be going down the list, not down this list. I will be going in order of how they release the characters, like arts and informations. I just kind of wanted to shout out the Black Clover Mobile Wiki, because this is a site that has all of the information chilling together in one spot. Your one-stop shop for Black Clover Mobile information. But yeah, definitely I'll leave the wiki link down below in this video. And also, I just comment down below and let me know what you think about that character speculation about the changing of poses but not closes. I'm at bars. That was lame, I'm sorry. But just let me know what you think about how the characters will evolve, and let me know what you think of this wiki after you come and check it out, of course, because you'll come and check it out, right? I'll leave a link down below for you. But yeah, that's going to be it for your boy DeadmanVince. Y'all get ready for these videos. I hope y'all stay breezy, and peace.